What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Wrestling Junkies podcast and Mr. Cincinnati. And as always, I am joined by the podcast dad himself, Choops. How we doing, buddy?
I can't get my camera to work.
We're off to a great fucking start today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Why can't I get my camera
glad
to work?
that you can be here. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yep. I can hear you.
Thing going now.
I can hear you.
Hey!
You're good. Oh my god.
You look like Mick Foley.
Oh, God, I'm ready for a drink. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us. As always, you can find us on X and TikTok at Junkies Pod. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Junkies Pod, but most importantly, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We need your help to get there. Podcast dad, if you can hear me, tell our friends out there what that magic number is.
1. It's the loneliest number, but 1. If you like what we're doing here, please subscribe. Tell your stinky link. Tell your bartender. Tell your DoorDash driver. Tell your Spirit Halloween cashier. It's about that time again, folks.
It is about that time again.
Just tell us if you like what we're doing here. Please, 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 please subscribe, follow us, support us.
Have you figured out your Halloween costume for Luau yet?
No.
That's unfortunate. Neither have we. It's fine.
I think I'm going to be you.
Okay.
Good
luck.
I still have the Bengal follow in my possession, so.
Yeah, I don't like that I can't see it. That does make me a little concerned.
I'm on the couch currently with Austin, so you don't have to worry about that.
That's fair. Well, shout out to Austin and shout out to our friends at the Main Event Wrestling Network at main-event_net on all social media platforms. Live podcasts, blogs, fan art, memes, you name it, we have it. We have a good fucking time at the Main Event Wrestling Network. None of that tribalism bullshit. So at main-event_net on all social media platforms. Also, shout out to our friends at Coastal Empire Wrestling. You can find them on X at CEW Savannah. Do not forget, September 26th, 3 Stages of Hell. Bryce Cannon, Dax Anthony. We've got First Blood. We got a tables match. We got a death match. We have talked to both of them. You can find both of those episodes on our archives. These guys fucking hate each other, dude.
They really do. And now people are home, so I'm going to transition. So vamp for about 2 minutes.
That's fair. I can certainly do that. Without further ado, I think it's fair enough that it's time to introduce our guest that we have this evening. We are joined by a man who is truly a one-of-a-kind talent in the wrestling world. He's a ring announcer. He's a wrestler, a Twitch streamer, a content creator whose style and flair light up every room. Figuratively and literally, he is known as the Chad of all trades, DVG. He brings a mix of charisma, humor, sartorial splendor to this business, whether it's the LED lights on his gear or hyping up some of the biggest names in wrestling. You've seen him at Summit Wrestling Association, Riot Maker Pro, and Intergender Bonanza. Tonight, we're excited to pull back the curtain on his journey. Please welcome that voice guy, Chad. Welcome to the stage, my guy. How are you, man?
I'm feeling pretty good today,
Glad to hear it.
Glad to hear that.
Friday, thank you so much.
And, getting close to that weekend, another wrestling weekend.
Yeah, it's a beautiful one at that. There's a lot going on here, and again, we greatly appreciate you joining us tonight as the podcast dad gets situated in the other room. Let's dive on in real quick here at the Wrestling Junkies podcast. When we look at pro wrestling at its core, it's superheroes and supervillains that clash, but at its very, very core, they all have origin stories. So if you could tell us about some of your earliest memories of pro wrestling.
Oh my gosh. My earliest memories of pro wrestling was when I was living in Florida for about a good chunk of my life. And I pretty much have, watched wrestling with one of my good friends, childhood friends and whatnot. Cannot remember his name for the life of me. But we always played WWF No Mercy on the Nintendo 64. Always played that game for so long until nights on end, missing school days just to play that video game and whatnot. It was definitely a hell of a time just to get to that point. And now that I've been understanding things a little bit more, my cousin Rodney has been getting me more and more into wrestling when I moved up to Maryland. And since then I've just got into pro wrestling even deeper, just trying to understand everything about it, the wrestling business. And now that I'm in my 30s, getting so late into the game, being able to be in the ring, I've been training for about 2.5 years now. Well, pulling a whole DDP story at this point, getting into the wrestling business in my older years, but ring announcing, I've loved putting on a show and hosting events on IGB, on SWA, ACW, and things of the sorts, and it's just an amazing time to be able to present these individuals who put their blood, sweat, and tears into this whole trade. As do I, as well, being a wrestler myself. But my passion is on the microphone and presenting these individuals and enjoying ring announcing.
Hey, I like it. Origin stories, no age limits. So fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, it's definitely a. I never thought I would actually be in on the other side of the barricade. Way back when, it was so difficult to actually get into the wrestling business. So damn difficult. Nowadays, you could just go to an indie show, talk to the wrestlers, be able to see where they came from, and then just go from there. It just felt like back in the day it was just a secret, Nowadays, it's just so easy to get into now. But I just never thought that I wasn't a physical type of person. Doing this type of stuff, and I'm just blowing my own mind being able to accomplish things like doing a moonsault off the second rope or just trying out all these different crazy ass moves. Just shocking myself every time I go to training.
Love it. Hi, everyone. I got the camera to work. All right. You've been very open about your first bump a few years ago. Did that shape your appreciation for both wrestlers and then on the other side for announcers?
Oh my God, yes. Yeah. So that very first bump, I hit the back of my head. So whenever just the wind getting knocked out of me, hitting the back of my head takes a whole different appreciation. Of course, the freaking pain in my back just actually, because I full sent that sumbitch. I just didn't lollygag. I literally jumped and almost did a dojo bump doing that sort of thing. I just leap of faith on that whole entire thing. So I definitely gained a new appreciation with everything. Because I'm gonna tell you this right now, every bump after that very first one was very ginger. Just take it easy on that. But no, for sure, after 2.5 years of training and everything like that, no. My body has definitely gotten used to it. But it still sucks.
So
but it's a good type of sucking.
I'll say, would you tell everybody? Oh, pause. We do that very well on this show.
Redacted.
Hey.
That happens.
Hey, we've all been there. So, would you tell everybody, and again, pause, to go balls to the wall on their first bump?
Hell no. But if you really want to actually be, because when you I've seen other people like brand new students coming to the Riot City compound, which is where I was trained at with Sicken and them. You see these new individuals that are so they don't know what to expect when they're taking their very first bump on the mats, and we have double pads and everything along those stories, like just the positioning and just making sure that you do it safely without hitting the back of your head, getting a concussion or anything along those lines. Yeah. You know what I mean? And you see everybody's reaction. Everybody has a way different reaction because you don't know what to expect. You don't know how it's going to feel when you're purposely falling, because that's pretty much what it is. You're purposely falling in this wrestling business. And, sometimes you just got to full send it, and I definitely did. And, game over, man. Game over.
Well, I mean, you get you're full send into your training. You're going balls to the wall there. Let's talk about going balls to the wall in the presentation. What inspired the LED lights, the flashy jackets? Like, this is something that you're not seeing a lot of people do. So, what was the impetus for this flair?
So, funny enough, I actually started doing like ring announcing in Grand Theft Auto 5, believe it or not, because Grand Theft Auto 5, you're able to have a server with a whole bunch of people, and there's usually fight nights in these sort of things. So while I was playing on GTA 5, and I was the ring announcer for these things, because I'll have like a filter for my microphone set up here, and then I'll have a nice little echo, like, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the fight arena, things along those lines.
Yeah.
And be able to utilize stuff like that to be able to get the immersion really, really well for the viewers that are watching on Twitch and things along those lines. So that's where I started doing ring announcing. And the outfits on GTA 5 kind of inspired me to go look around and see if I could find something very similar. Black pants, blue jacket, nice. It wasn't, shiny or anything like that, but there was LED shoes in the game as well. So I'm like, you know what? I was always a big fan of Naomi with the whole glow and everything like that. Hence why I have the last name Glow for my gimmick, with an E at the end because copyright. But the whole jacket and everything like that with the sparkles and everything like that. I'm not trying to like take away from the wrestlers, but trying to add more to the show as well as the wrestlers as well. And there's people out there that say, "Oh, you got to be plain and everything." I'm like, "No. That's not how it works. This is a wrestling show. We're all supposed to be extravagant." Besides, I'm supposed to really, because every time that I ring announce, I always give it that big fight feel. Every single time. I don't care if it's the main event, the curtain jerker, or right in the middle before intermission or anything along those lines. I always give it my 110% every time. And you'll hear wrestlers, whoever I've interacted with, whoever I've worked with, give me that pat on the back, that rub and everything like that. I've heard in the back that Matt Riddle freaking popped for my for my for my announcing and stuff like that. Nick Nemeth, Kurt Angle. It's just a list, few names on the list that I've announced, and be able to share the locker room with and be able to talk to these individuals. There's a certain individual that I talked to. Her name is Lillian Garcia, fellow ring announcer. When I first started doing ring announcing, I talked to her, and I got some advice, really good advice from her. I asked her, I'm like, what would be a good way to start as a ring announcer? How do you become a very unique ring announcer? Because I started, my favorites has been over AEW, Justin Roberts. Big fan of Justin Roberts, Samantha Irving, things along those lines. And she told me, and this really stuck with me because of my voice acting and everything like that. She said, find your sound, find your voice. Don't try to mimic all of these different other people and whatnot, because you're just going to be like another one of those, Yeah. Try to be unique in your own way. So I decided to drop, because I used to do ring announcing and try to lower my voice a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, the following, I didn't like doing that anymore. And then when I heard that from her, I just like, you know what? I'm just going to go balls to the walls and just really, really enunciate everything that I have with my normal voice. And that's what you hear today.
How do you balance the professionalism of being a ring announcer while also at the same time trying to inject your own personality in that ring?
So, like I said, I try not to overshadow everybody else that's performing in that ring. I try not to outshine them. I don't want to do that. I don't want to step on any toes, obviously, because my personality can be very bright, no pun intended. So I try my best to like really give it my all with that whole sort of thing, because I'm a very nice person. I love to talk with everybody that I get a chance to meet, when it comes to fans, when it comes to wrestlers, when it comes to special guests that we have on the show, so I can learn and see what people want to watch, what they actually like about the show, especially when they're all leaving. I always like to shake everybody's hands, thank them for coming. What was their best, what was their favorite moment of the show, so I can retain all that information and try to continue on with it. And every time that people come up to me, they're like, "Oh, dude, you're such a great ring announcer. You have such great energy." And it just makes the show that much better. And every time that I hear that, I just, it's bar none.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Are there any promotions or moments that kind of felt like turning points where you thought, yeah, I'm really onto something here, kind of internalizing what Lillian Garcia said to you and then applying it? What were some of those moments that really kind of made you feel like, okay, I'm in it now?
So at first, I had people telling me, "Oh, like I said, you need to calm down with the. You need to find plainer clothes. You need to not wear the LED shoes." And everybody gives me the crazy eye whenever I say, "Look, let me have my own little entrance at the beginning of the show," and people go with it. And once they realize that the ring announcer, like specifically me, the ring announcer has so much flair, so much that gets everybody going to start the show off right. That's when I know, when all these people are coming to the show to be able to hear me ring announce the show and get to be able to see all of these different talent that are performing along the show. So I try to balance it out and not go overboard, and it's very hard not to go overboard because I'm a very eccentric dude. I have a really big personality. I just try to keep it contained, and it's very hard to do so because I'm such a big wrestling fan, you know.
Yeah.
And it's hard to maintain that professionalism. So I trust me when I say I try very fucking hard.
What's been the you've mentioned a few names you've gotten to work with. What's been the holy shit moment? Like, I'm actually in the wrestling business.
Just being able to work with all these different names, and my favorite one so far, and this is definitely an underrated name across the indies who used to work in WWE, Kalisto. Kalisto
Okay.
is one of those guys. Dude is so freaking humble. Like every time that I talk to him, whenever I interact with him, he's so happy to see everybody. He's full of joy whenever he's talking about wrestling. I was showing him my own personal luchador mask because I'm training in lucha as well. I was showing him my own personal luchador mask that I got made, and he was like, "Oh, there's so many ideas that I could do with like holding the mask or like right here, just staring at it, like, oh, I could come up with so many different ideas that you could do with this." And he's just
Yeah.
going on and on. He's so passionate about the wrestling business, and I got a chance to attend one of his seminars, got to train with him a little bit too. So, like I said, Kalisto is like very underrated talent, very underrated, very humble human being for sure. And just working with him made me think like, wow, this is absolutely freaking insane.
Yeah.
Like you don't expect that from somebody like him, you know? It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. And I mean, not just being active in wrestling in the ring, outside of the ring. You're in streaming content creation. What kind of crossover do you see between being a content creator and a wrestling personality, especially in 2025?
So with the content creation that I do voice impressions and stuff like that from like Family Guy, Nintendo, and stuff like that. I've done lots of jokes with doing different types of wrestling quotes with Family Guy impressions. Like, for instance, I did Stone Cold's 316 monologue as Cleveland Brown. And it's hilarious. I'm actually currently doing cover songs of wrestling themes as different voices. For instance, Shawn Michaels HBK's theme as Stewie Griffin. And it sounds amazing. You don't think, because I was thinking about doing with Quagmire because it fits a lot more with the whole thing. But the voice sounded a lot better with Stewie's. But I just I enjoy trying to make people laugh. People come together because this is everything that I always wanted it to be, and even more. Because I'm still getting surprised with different things that happen with me in the wrestling business when it comes to announcing wrestling or anything that I do. That's why that I'm the Chad of all trades. I literally do everything. The only thing that I haven't really checked off the mark is run my own show, which I'm hoping to do in the future. I'm not going to say near future because I'm still so new and green into this business, but I'm going to take my time with that.
So very active on Twitch, TikTok, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. How important is content creation in your wrestling career so far?
You know Ben Bishop?
We do.
Very well.
Yes.
I've got to work with him plenty of times. And you can see how much of an impact content creation can be when it comes to when he creates stuff on Twitter, on anything along those lines, TikTok and whatnot. It's it's important, but you also got to realize the other aspect, which people have old school vets have definitely complained about, and we've heard this from Booker T and whatnot, that backstage you're seeing all of these people that are together doing these TikToks and whatnot when they're supposed to be, head to head against each other in the ring, breaking kayfabe and stuff like that. At this day and age, kayfabe is definitely important. That's why we have people like MJF. But with all of these different type of contents, where we're seeing the behind the scenes of everything, at this point, kayfabe is starting to dwindle down, unfortunately. I try to keep kayfabe as much as possible, considering the fact that I have like 4 different personalities, different, kind of the whole Mick Foley type deal. But I try to keep it alive as well. So it's very important when it comes to content creation and stuff like that, to get your name out and stuff like that, to show who you are behind the scenes, but also on the scenes as well.
Yeah. So looking ahead, we have a few months left in 2025. What do those months look like for the 4 of you?
See what you did there,
man. Popped us both.
I'm hoping to get another show at in my hometown again. I was able to wrestle in my hometown against James Ellsworth. That was a fun time. But listen. Last year, I've driven about 13,000 miles for a lot of different shows. Nice. I've never driven that much in my life. I'm so used to my old 9-to-5 job, going 7 miles this way and that way. So this whole thing is very new to me, and I'm still, branching out. I'm still learning new things when it comes to the wrestling business. And hell, I gotta go. I'm going to a Tony Deppen seminar over at PPW up in Pennsylvania this weekend to learn some new stuff and whatnot. So I'm looking forward to continuing to go to different different places, and just see what there is over in different universes.
I love it. I love it. Podcast that has very clearly disappeared. Don't know what's going on. Probably something independent related. But oh, he's back.
No, I don't know what's going on in my background. I was having a light show. But
Oh,
where can everybody find you on socials and kind of plug everything you got coming up, no matter what you got? Let everybody know.
You can definitely find me on Twitter. I don't call it X. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, every single sort of social media that you can find at Dat Voice Guy, DAT Voice Guy. I tried to go for That Voice Guy, but apparently it was taken, so I went a little ghetto with it. Dat Voice Guy, DAT Voice Guy.
Love it. Love it. Final question before we let you go here. It's one that we ask every guest. It's probably the hardest question you're going to get all day. Mr. WrestleMania, is it HBK or Taker?
Yeah. Yeah. Welcome.
Mm-hmm. You may think that it's a very difficult question, but it is not.
Okay.
Taker.
All right. Okay.
That's one for the good guys.
It's the first one you've gotten all week, bud.
I know. I'll take it. No, it actually, so this counts because I'm pretty sure I get 4 votes.
Wait, what?
You made the joke and you already lost it? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
See that? See how witty I am? And then he
That's
comes in
crazy.
Man.
He got you there.
He
got you there.
Did.
He definitely got you there.
It happens from time to time. It does.
So we're even. Even for the week. Let's go.
Best Victor Glow, the Chad of all trades. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, my friend. Hope to have you back on soon. Best of luck this weekend and with the rest of 2025.
Thank you very much for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Of course. Take care. Thank you to DVG for joining us. Thank you to everybody that has watched tonight. Let's regroup here. Mr. Ramsey says hello. Thank you for joining us tonight. What are you doing?
I'm fixing my light. Shut up. Damn.
Okay, that's what,
I don't know what's going on with my light.
I don't know. I'm not an electrician.
Clearly.
Yeah, no shit.
I'm not going to say what you look like, but...
You know what? It's like sour milk. You just got to take it away. What do you got?
Yep. Did you guys order extra sausage? So, how'd you like Dynamite last night?
1, not yet. 2, didn't get to watch all of it, but I loved that Daniel Garcia is now a Death Rider.
About time. God, what took so goddamn long?
Yeah, this is because this could have happened
2 years ago.
I mean,
this could have happened
too.
When Danielson was in the group.
I know. I know that it could have. I mean, better late than never. It's just kind of we were waiting for this heel turn at the O2 arena, and it was just kind of like, oh, are you going to turn on Nigel? You look like it. Like you're kind of setting it up. You could have, and then you didn't.
So are they done with Gabe Kidd then?
I hope not.
Kind of seems like he's going to take that spot. They should. I mean, Gabe Kidd's not signed to AEW, so.
He's not, but I don't think that should stop him from being able to.
He could be like a mercenary part of the group. That's fine, but
yeah, and I think that's worked out really well for them.
Yeah, like
it's kind of that extra man when you need him, especially when you look at these kind of anarchy in the arenas, and it doesn't look like we're getting a blood and guts this year.
Yeah, we might.
All Out.
They usually do it as like a TV special, don't they?
Yeah, but it's usually a summer TV special.
That's AEW. They can do whatever they want. It's wrestling.
Well, apparently,
you just create a pay-per-view out of nowhere. WrestlePalooza, hello. It's wrestling.
I really don't want to talk about WWE and their pay-per-view choices today.
We did not touch on something yesterday.
No.
We have to touch on it. We have to.
It shouldn't surprise us.
It should.
And even though it's happening, it still surprises us.
So I saw And look, WrestleMania is going to Saudi Arabia in 2027. It is what it is. Whatever. TKO. They're making money. They're going to do
All I
it.
care about.
That's all I care about. And they're a business, and they own a property, and you want to make the most money off of it. So it is what it is. I think it's time we accept it. Get over yourselves. I think the bigger thing out of this is, yes, WrestleMania is in Saudi Arabia. I think the bigger thing is what happens to WrestleMania week for all those independent shows. You know what I mean?
I didn't even fucking think about that.
That is a huge week for all the indies. Everybody comes into that city.
No.
It's like a wrestling week. I mean, shit, we've been there for like a SummerSlam weekend. But WrestleMania weekend, like, everybody is there. They put on show after show after show. It basically starts on Wednesday and goes until Sunday, right?
Dude, it fucking starts on Monday these days. Like, Vegas was popping last year.
Exactly. So what does that mean for, like, do they just pick a city and go? Like, what does that mean? Does AEW do something to take that void? I don't know.
I think that this is a perfect opportunity for them to do that. I mean, and I say that because of how successful Dean 3 was. Shout out to Matt Griffin.
I agree, but going against WrestleMania is a much bigger beast.
Who says that you need to go against WrestleMania?
So what would they run? Friday? Because they're not going to do a Saturday, Sunday show.
No, they're not going to do a Saturday, Sunday show, but there's still a lot of things you can do in a week leading up to it. Do you think that, I would say that because
maybe they could do Saturday, Sunday? Because, like, what time is WrestleMania going to be if it's in Saudi Arabia?
It's going to be a daytime show. If it's a Saudi show, it's going to be at 12:01 in the afternoon. Like, that's what it is. I think,
so if you're AEW, do you run at night? Potentially?
I think you could. If you're going to do it, keep it to the fucking vest.
How are they going to do that? You got to sell tickets.
I know. I just say, all I'm saying, again, I'm just saying for right now, keep it as close to the vest as you can. Because the question, because we're going to get into all the nitty gritty of what logistics are there, because there is no central city to have everybody flock
Chicago.
into. Okay, yeah, that's one. I'm just saying, as far as the usual WrestleMania week, there is no predetermined city of, hey, this is where Mania is going to be. This is where the worldwide audience is going to be. That's still advantageous. Because if you look at IWTV, $9.99 a month, there's something going on every day of the week. There always is something streaming live. Like there are, and the festival that happens that last week of every calendar year where a bunch of promotions get together, put something on. It's not that hard to put something like that together in the independents without a WWE.
Does this also mean NXT Stand and Deliver is not a part of, like, are they going to Saudi Arabia? Like, there's a lot of questions. Yeah. There's a lot of questions.
Yeah.
And maybe it's we don't have NXT takes over a city in America, and that's the city that everybody flocks to that week. I don't know.
Yeah.
Does it have?
We don't even have an official announcement yet. I mean, it's all but confirmed essentially, but we don't have an official. Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying until somebody's come out and said, "Hey, here's the logo. Here's what we're doing." Yes, we know all of where there's smoke, there's fire. We know that we can infer that it's happening, but no one from TKO or WWE has come out and said it, and they're probably waiting until this weekend when it comes to the Canelo Crawford fight to have that announcement, because that's also sponsored by Riyadh Season.
Is that happening this Saturday? I didn't know.
It is, yes, 9:00.
Couldn't tell. They've been advertising that more than WrestlePalooza.
Nah,
Oh my God.
Riyadh.
Yeah.
Sports washing.
Did you watch Sky Blue and Tony Storm? Not to change subjects.
I saw clips of it. Tony getting stapled in the tits was unreal.
That's just a nipple piercing. What was more crazy is the table with the mouse traps on it.
Oh yeah, that's.
It's a fun show. It was a good show.
It is.
ECW Arena was nice.
Yeah, I've enjoyed the residency. Spend a few weeks at each city. I like that.
I think they should. I really, really do. I think it's working for them.
Yeah.
I think AEW's on the up. MJF's promo was fantastic. I don't know how I feel about Kyle Fletcher and Adam Page.
It's a little early.
It's a little early.
A little early.
They're strapping the Rockets, so I guess I can't complain that much. I don't think Kyle Fletcher's going to win. But
yeah, and but we also have to think about how much of this is because their hand is forced because of injuries that they're dealing with.
that's fair. And that's fair. You've shut me up. Thank you. First time ever.
Fact checker, clip that, please. Any thoughts on the week as a whole? Any thoughts on the week as a whole?
No, I think we're good.
Did you get a haircut?
I did.
Good.
It looks terrible right now, but yeah. Jesus, put that back on. Shut up. No, I think the week in wrestling is good. It's been an interesting week overall. I'll say it again. Said it yesterday. Be nice.
Yep.
Be nice. That's it.
Yep. That's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you to DVG for joining us. Thank you to Amina Belmont. Thank you to Donald Hefner. Thank you to everybody that joined us this
Thank you
week.
to the podcast dad.
For doing your fucking job. Next Monday, it's episode 400 of the Wrestling Junkies podcast. Hope you can join us 6:45 Eastern. Thank you so much to everybody that popped in. Do we think that Dom is winning the AAA championship tomorrow night?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to say yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
why not?
Great question, Fernando. Thank you.
Or does AJ cost him? I don't know. We'll find out.
Either way, it'll be a damn good show.
Okay.
That is the podcast, Dad. I am Mr. Cincinnati. This has been the Wrestling Junkies podcast. Until Monday, be nice and enjoy them grabs. Good shit. Did you see this?